Hey there, Virgo. I hope you guys are doing wonderfully. I want to go ahead and get into your reading for the last portion of July 2020. Please show me energy for the sign of Virgo, please. July 2020, last portion of July 2020 for the sign of Virgo. Virgo, 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 Virgo. Thank you. You have the Wheel of Fortune coming out in reverse. You have the Sun in reverse. Some of you are having a foggy time moving forward in your current situation. It may feel like things are at a standstill. It may feel like this kind of imbalanced energy where we're just floating in the middle of the ocean. Nothing's happening. Nothing's changing. You know, this with oh my God, the words, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. It can talk about where, you know, sometimes we need to focus more so on things that seem to be cycles in our lives. You know, if you've been experiencing something over and over and over again on a multitude of levels, but it's all the same message, it's all the same lesson, now is the time to take action towards that and pay attention to why it's coming up here. You know, there's something about that that's bringing a lot of sadness in your life just because it feels like you're not stepping up to the plate or not being able to fulfill almost like an internal need to kind of conquer something. That's what I'm feeling here. I don't know how to exactly express that, but it's almost as if like the act of not being able to fix this situation or reoccurring problem in your life actually causes you to feel doubt about yourself or feel negatively about yourself, Virgo. And I feel that will change, you know, soon, but it also definitely does talk about paying attention to the things that are presenting themselves to you on an internal level. A lot of the time, Virgo, you're the healer. You know, there's a lot of aspects within healing in your lives, but there is also kind of a drastic separation sometimes when it comes to practical and spiritual. Like these two don't often connect in a lot of ways, and here I almost feel like there's an aspect where you need to be able to connect these two energies together so that you can have a harmonious outcome and heal whatever that karma is. This is the Wheel of Karma, okay? Focus on the things that bring you unhappiness, dissatisfaction. Focus on the things that cause you to step away from yourself and not look within yourself. Focus on the things that cause you to remain in a negative space or remain thinking negatively about yourself. Show me more for the sign of Virgo. Oh my God, come here. Five of Pentacles. The Magician. Knight of Pentacles. Bottom of deck, the Empress. All right, Virgo. Very interesting energies. I do like it. Again, kind of going back to what I said initially in regard to this type of energy happening in your life. It's about course correction here. It's about personal change, perseverance, especially when the Empress is coming up. This is about our own personal lives. It can also be about, you know, where we're a mother or a parent, where we are somebody who takes care of others, you know, very potent, powerful energy. But on a personal level, this stuff needs to be attained and dealt with so we can actually focus on this. The Empress, it's about self-care. It's about the self-care that we don't necessarily see on the outside, but it's that internal, you know, makeup of us. It's that cleaning out the internal aspects so that we can have a harmony within ourselves and the exterior and the world that we are part of. This is about growth. It's about connection to the material world. Which is very much your energy, Virgo, you know, translating things into a material sense so that you can experience more on a level that actually satisfies you. So in a way, I almost feel like a separation between the spiritual aspect and the what you may be comfortable with. the Five of Pentacles in reverse, we have an aspect where we are feeling a sense of lack. You know, it could be a personal sense of lack. It could be something where we have been, you know, we've removed ourselves because we feel like we don't belong, or somebody has removed us because they're just not interested anymore. It can talk about being left out in the cold. It can talk about maintaining connections with people, or maintaining connections with ourselves that can actually be very toxic. This can talk about where we do not use the opportunities and potentials that are being presented to us. You know, typically this card is two people, you know, in tatters and rags walking in the snow in front of a church. You know, what they don't realize is they're in front of a church, the lights are on in the church, they could very well go into the church and get help, but they don't. They decide to stay out in the cold, in the snow, with band-aids and tatters for clothes. Like, that's what they're doing, you know. So it's almost as if like we're denying the potential to change, we're denying the potential to experience something more, but it comes from within here. At least some of you, this is going to be coming from within, or the necessity to focus on that aspect of this. And there's a reason why I'm saying it, okay? Moving forward, you have the Magician, which I love just because it is a sense of self. It's a sense of understanding yourself. It's also an excellent reference point in your own personal knowledge of how to move forward in your life. It's learning and healing and changing and directing forces, because we now know something works for us, something doesn't work for us. It's clearing out that energy. I love that this is present. I love that both of these cards are present when this is showing up here. And I'm sorry, I'm being very pointed here because I keep getting this like hammer over my head, like this is what it needs to be, okay? You know, course correction, changing, looking at your own perception of life, looking at your faults, looking at the ego, looking at the problems that come within the cycles that we uphold and maintain, especially when they are toxic and outdated and need to go bye-bye, you know, and that will help you in the long run here with the Sun in reverse. Right now it's capped. It needs to be opened up. Moving forward with the Knight of Pentacles, you have an energy about steadfastness, about diligence and long suffering. And when I say long suffering, it doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. It's just somebody who's very directed in regard to where they want to go in their lives. They don't allow other situations or people or toxicities to get in their way. They're very much about their personal health and maintenance, their self-care, their maintenance. The Earth cards definitely represent health here, okay? And that can be internal health, physical health, mental health, emotional, spiritual, whatever it may be. When it's coming up with this combination, it's definitely telling me that there is a necessity for like spiritual flossing. You know, we need to kind of clear out the internal energies so that we can have a better experience outward. And that's only going to be through you. You're the only one that can do that, okay? So yeah, Knight of Pentacles, very diligent, very prosperous energy, but also somebody who realizes that the experience that they're about to get into is something that's either lifelong or very long lasting. And they choose to do it because they realize it's going to give them the best possible outcome, you know? So let's go ahead and clarify this reading here. Show me the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. You have the Four of Wands. It's all about your stability here. I love this. The Sun is coming out with that as well. Sun's right here in reverse. It's up right now. So your home life, your stability, your internal balance, the connections that you have with the people that you hold closest, you know, with the Four of Wands, it can talk about relationships, dating, marriage. It can talk about the people that we have living with us, you know, all of those types of things. Where are you needing to kind of like rework something? Where is it falling short? Where is it not coming together for you, you know, with your foundation, with your home, with the people that you have in your life, you know, with the stability, with the, you know, that type of energy in your life? Where are you finding that it's falling short? It's here about stabilizing things, okay? Show me the Sun in reverse here. You have the Five of Swords coming out in reverse. I love that as well for the Sun. and the devil at the bottom of the deck. I love that even more. What this is telling me here, Virgo, is that you're paying attention now to the things that mean most to you. They're the things that are actually going to get you out of a hole. The Five of Swords, this can talk about releasing self-sabotatory energy, so if we are going back into cycles, if we're still maintaining connections with people who are not in our highest good, or drain us, or make us feel small, or we minimize ourselves because we maintain these relationships, or we don't have the outcome that we want because something is being allowed to stand in our way and we're allowing it. Here with the Five of Swords in reverse, we're removing that obstacle within self-sabotatory energy. It's addressing the devil energy. It's about codependent things, codependent connections. It's about drug abuse, foundations within that. It's also the internal makeup of ourselves where we have our negative self-speak. Really paying attention to that. If it keeps you entrenched and tethered into a lower vibration, or it makes you feel like you're a lower energy being, it's time to change that energy. So I do like that. Please show me the Five of Pentacles. You have the Four of Cups coming out, and you have the Tower coming out for the Five of Pentacles here. The bottom of the pentacle, or the bottom of the deck, you have the Eight of Cups. So definitely moving away from problems that keep us in a sense and state of lack. What is that term that I've heard so much? Scarcity. A scarcity mindset, a mindset of scarcity here with the Five of Pentacles. With the Four of Cups, this basically is talking about rejection. It talks about rejecting situations in your life that may be part of this. It feels that this kind of understanding is almost like an internal download that happens overnight, or there's some sort of immediate change that happens within you to address this type of situation where you are put in a negative space, or where you find that you leave yourself in a space of lack, or something is not being manifested to the way it needs to be. You have the opportunity to do so in the future, moving forward here in a very powerful way, but this is an addressing of that now. It's getting all your ducks in a row on a personal level. And a lot of people watch these video readings for like relationship stuff, but this is more so focused here on your own personal intake and who you are and how you can achieve more in your life versus a person. If a person and if a relationship energy comes up throughout a reading, I'll definitely say it, but this feels very personal, about your personal connection to yourself and how you choose to go about your life, and also how you choose to detangle yourself from situations that essentially keep you in a sense of scarcity. With the Four of Cups here, I like that this is presented because it tells me that when these potentials or situations come up again in your experience, you're quick to reject them. You're quick to say no, you'd rather not, because you realize it's more of this. I like that. I like that progression. I think it's really helpful. You're able to walk away from situations that you realize do not provide you with what you need. And I think that this can be very powerful, Virgo, in regard to how you change your direction here on a personal level. Show me the Magician. With the Magician, you have the Nine of Cups coming out. You have the Ten of Pentacles coming out here with the Page of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Course correction, Page of Wands, big course correction here in regard to how you choose to see and experience your life. With the Nine of Cups, this is about connecting with people who feel like they are on the same page. It's about feeling like you have emotional satisfaction in your connections. It's a very positive card. It feels like there's an emotional sense of well-being. With the Ten of Pentacles coming out here too, this is an energy basically where we are able to attain very, very powerful financial status. This can talk about gaining wealth, becoming rich. It can talk about family inheritance. It can talk about family longevity, the people in our family. It can also talk about being able to connect and help heal the connections within your family, especially if there's any toxicity that's been presented here. Again, course correction with the Page of Wands. It's a new direction. It's a new way of evaluating something and looking at it through a different lens. And it's about the action to change it, okay? Show me the Knight of Pentacles here for the sign of Virgo, please. You have the Virgo card, the Hermit here. And you have the Six of Coins at the bottom of the deck for this Knight of Pentacles. So in regard to this, I like that this is coming out here. It talks about more of a spiritual inclination in regard to the journey that you're about to set foot on, about to move forward toward. It's a spiritual path. It's a change of the internal. It's looking at yourself in a completely different way so that you can piece things out. I would suggest finding out, like, some of you guys, it might be helpful to look at your chart. I feel like I said that before, but find out like where your placements are. It's more than just your, you know, your sun, moon, and rising. Like, there's so many different aspects of your experience in this life. Check out your north node, check out your south node. You know, your north node is the energy that is it's basically what you need to experience in this life to ascend to your karma here. It's the energy that helps to transmute that karma so you can experience here and change it. The South Node energy basically is kind of like a capsule snapshot of your past life experience. And it doesn't have to be a play-by-play of your past life experience, but, you know, say, okay, I was just dealing with a chart the other day that was a Virgo in North Node, and which that would mean that the South Node is in Pisces. And so it's like you have somebody with South Node in Pisces where it's their previous life. They may have been a yogi. They may have been somebody who's very connected to the spirit world and working within that experience. They could have been a teacher or a guru or some sort of like spiritual counselor. Or they could have gone the other way of the Pisces and been like an alcoholic and a drug addict and, you know, a sleep around slutty little person. And not all Pisces are sluts, but it's the sign of the whore. Like, there's an aspect there of pleasure that is met on a very deep level. Now you take that information and you transfer it towards a Virgo standing now in the North Node. How do you transform that energy? This is not going to be applicable to all of you because your North Nodes are not all in Virgo. But it's like, how do you change that? You know, so if you go into your chart and you look up North Node, you can find out more about the direction that your life needs to kind of subscribe to now, the direction that you want to be incorporating into your life now, because it'll help you grow and shift your experience here. It puts you in the driver's seat in like the right car. Okay. So I hope that this reading was helpful, you guys. I don't know if it is or not, but I hope it is. Let me go ahead and see if there is a card for, is it the Nocturnas? Okay. Nocturna. Show me for Virgo. You have Dawn coming out. I feel like Dawn is the first card here. Dawn Dusk. Oh, it's the last one. Dawn. Duality, cycles, end. I mean, I don't know how clear we can get. This whole reading has been about ending of cycles. Dawn is defined as the end of night, when the first light appears in the sky just before sunrise. The mountain scene in this card was inspired by my 2015 trip to Bali. As part of the trip, we did a sunrise hike up Mount Batur, one of the most active volcanoes on the island. We started hiking around 2 a.m, and when it was still dark, and made it up to the top right before the sun started rising. As I stood at the summit, enjoying my hot breakfast and watching the colors appear in the sky, I felt a sense of peace and completion, having overcome a grueling journey. For the creatures of the night, another challenging night has passed, and it is now time. And it is time to rest. It is time for rest until the next sundown. Oh my God. Change, change, change. Not the easiest change, but change. Of course correction, end of cycles. You know, if you're finding multiplicity within that in your life, figure it out, seek it out. And if you're seeing that there's a theme, if you're seeing that there's a connection between you and toxic people, or you and toxic behaviors, or you and toxic ways of thinking about yourself, or you and toxic ways of working, or your work ethic, or whatever it may be, those cycles need to be broken. And it's probably likely going to be a lot of cycles. So pick your poison. You know, this is a lifelong endeavor, and it's all for your own spiritual growth and evolution. So very positive energy. I feel that this will balance you out as you move through it, and I hope that this is helpful. If it is, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. If you choose to donate, there's a link in the description box below for that. And if you want a personal reading, you can feel free to get in contact with me. My information is in the description box below. All right, take care. Bye-bye, Virgo.